What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Touch of the Poet, and my world traveling brother,
Son Soul Lex.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know how to get in touch with us. www.kingandilife.com. What else? Shit, I'm drawing a blank. What you got, man?
Of course, you guys can always reach out to us on our Gmail, which is KINGANDEYE369@gmail.com. Again, that's KingandI369@gmail.com. Of course, we're on all of your major podcast platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Where else we have? Where else?
TikTok, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that stuff is on our website. I remember what I was going to say. Yeah, if you listening to this on whatever podcast platform, make sure you also hop up on YouTube and check out the video version of it. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And also listen on the audio. So you got your pick. I say go check out the videos on YouTube because you can see our body language, our reactions, and all that other stuff that you're not going to get on audio. But hey, if audio is more convenient for you because you're in your car, you're cleaning up, whatever the case may be, we just glad that you're listening.
For sure. And of course, make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe because we are still trying to get to 100 on our YouTube channel. So it's much appreciated if you'll do that for us.
Yeah, so trying to build here, trying to build our little empire.
That's it.
But let's see. We got a little something for y'all today. Well, this week, however it rolls out. So living in a different culture or country, also visiting, because, we've been doing a little bit of traveling with things, opening up a little bit and, we're getting a little freedom and all that. So to dive into it, in America, we live in the democracy experiment, which is also identified as a flawed democracy, if I got it correctly, which has its pros and cons in comparison to other parts of the world. Us being fairly well-traveled as youth, being military brats, we didn't get a chance to fully comprehend the scope of the differences in Germany and even in other states. So we'll throw all that in there, but mainly going to focus on countries. But as adults, Sun Soul Lex has just come from a week-long trip to Dubai, and I recently went on a cruise. But I've also been to several other countries, not to mention I will be going on my dream vacation to Iceland in March. So join us as we discuss our thoughts on being able to live and adjust to living outside of our comfort zone. So let's talk about it.
For sure.
So before we get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation, let's how was your trip?
Oh man, it was great, man. It was great. I really enjoyed the country of Dubai. It's so laid back over there. I mean, like, it's such a large comparison compared to the U.S. And again, not knocking the U.S. any at all. It's just a different country, different culture.
Right.
They have a king who rules their country, otherwise known as the Sheik. But from what I saw and witnessed with my own eyes, the people love their king. One thing I will say is, one thing I noticed immediately is people there are about their business, meaning the only thing they give a damn about is the color of your money. Like, they all about doing business. They don't really wrap themselves up or slow themselves down with racism or anything along that line.
From what you saw.
And again, this is just what I saw.
Right.
I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist there, but from what I've seen, Um, they're one of those countries where they care about everybody rising up together, meaning let's get this money. So it was cool, man. I saw a lot, I witnessed a lot, and I would definitely go back to Dubai.
That's what's
Loved
up.
it.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about Dubai, and I guess I got to put that on my list as well. But yeah, so speaking of what you saw as their government, they have a monarchy. Um, I looked up some other details about it, but it just slips my mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
And in comparison to them, we have a democracy, well, a flawed democracy as it is accurately defined. And by that, uh, we have choices, so to speak. Whereas a true democracy, it's not as lenient as our democracy. So there are differences, and I think that's one thing that I really wasn't hip to until I just looked this up yesterday. I mean, I know what I know from what I know here, and it
Right.
wasn't. Um, I never took great interest in really delving deeper into the type of democracy that we have, but when I looked it up yesterday, I was like, ah. So there's countries with a real democracy and there's countries with a flawed democracy. So I mean, it's something to it's something to really swallow when you look at everything that's going on here and around the world.
Right. I mean, I think one of the things that we in this country, unfortunately, take or participate in far too much is everybody is basically against everybody. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's sad, but we're so wrapped up, some of us in wanting to get our own way that it's like the hell with everybody else and you know their viewpoints or um, being fair about situations. Just let us get our way, and you know whatever you're talking about, we'll get to it if we feel like it.
Right, right.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a flawed system that we have, but until we come up with a better way, this is what we're left to work with. So
Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, we talk about the issues that we have here, but I think for the most part, a lot of us would not want to be anywhere else or are hesitant to be somewhere else because this is what we're used to. This is our comfort zone.
definitely. I mean, when you're born into a society and you're raised in that same society, for the most part, it's like you have adapted and come to love everything that's crazy about that society. Um, things could always be better, but when you look at other countries, you know that things could always be worse also.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
it's just one
Yeah.
of those things that you adapt to it, you make
Mm-hmm.
it your own, and you work within the confines of, those perimeters.
Yeah. Yeah. So growing up under democracy, you know what? I don't know. Where you want to go with this first? As far as
Um,
you know.
I think it's a great thing to grow up again in a democracy. But the thing about it is, our system has major flaws. And some would say that's done by design. be one of those people.
Right.
But again, the system is what the system is. It's not going to change. The only way it's going to change is when people, like you said in the past, and I've agreed with you, is when we come together and decide that enough is enough, and we as a people want to change it.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, I think the people who are basically getting away with what they want to are going to continue to do so.
Right.
Again, I think that we're living in a society where the people are afraid of their government instead of their government being afraid of the people.
Yeah, and overall, I think as time goes by, and how do I want to say this? As we experience more buffoonery in our governmental structure, we become more and more detached. That could be to our benefit and to our detriment when you look at what's actually going on out there. Like for me, I've voted Democrat every time I voted. I've never been, Republican, because what I'm seeing now with the Republicans is just crazy. But at the same time, when I look at Democrats, it's like, yo, y'all have no balls. Like, Republicans is out here saying, the hell with voter rights, the hell with this, the hell with that. And Democrats are like, well, we gotta be kumbaya. And it's like they not playing kumbaya. They like, yo, check this out. This is what we gonna do. We gonna take abortion rights. We gonna take voting rights. We gonna say we gonna redraw party lines and this, that, and the other, and what y'all gonna do? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, again, the thing about it to me is I choose not to engage in the political ring. And again, it's simply because I feel like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are just wings attached to the same bird. So no matter which direction you go in, you still attached to that same damn bird. I don't give a damn if you go right or you go left.
Right.
But again, I still strongly agree with you. If we're going to vote one way or the other, if we all voted the same direction, we can make some damn change. But as far as where we stand right now, is it just too much division? And, I'm one of those people, I see both sides of the coin, meaning I see where the Democrats, their strong points and their weak points. And I see the Republicans, their strong points and weak points. But in the whole independent party, I don't know where the hell they are now. They're like a distant memory now.
My God, I don't even know what to offer to that. Because that's just crazy. I mean, and then you got the Tea Parties people, which are part of Republicans, and it's like. And that goes back to something that you were saying about two-party systems. By default, our government and many governments in the world have two-party systems. And like our government has been recently tripping, and many governments around the world, they have splinter groups, for lack of a better term.
Right.
You have your two base groups, and then you have subgroups under that, and it's like then you got a independent group over here and another group over here, and it's like the only two real legitimate groups are Democrat and Republican, and y'all want to have these off groups that really, to me, kind of like undermine the whole thing. I mean, I get it, but if we can't function in a way that benefit